We'll call the meeting to order for the Board of Water and Wastewater Commissioners at the Harwich Water Department at 196 Chatham Road, Harwich, on Thursday, October 5th, 2023. Open meeting is going to start at 11:30. We're going to go into executive session shortly after. We're going to go into executive session pursuant to GL Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the public body and the chair so declares. For the Assistant Wastewater Superintendent, is there a motion to go into executive session?
So
Is there a second?
Second.
I'll take a roll call vote. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Underwood?
Aye.
Ms. Donahue?
Yes.
Mr. Goff?
Aye.
That's an aye for myself. And we will be coming back to the open meeting. We are back from executive session. There was no action taken. However, we are going to have to table the rest of the meeting because the superintendent has a 1 o'clock appointment today. So let's set up a time for our next meeting. So, Dan, what do you need it by?
So, well, you know what?
Is there anything on this that we should do?
Well, so
Particular item.
due next Friday is the capital request form for fiscal year 29 only. On our current plan, we just double check so I don't say anything incorrect. We have no projects in FY 29.
Okay.
I was not proposing to add any, so
There's a capital plan?
yeah, for the capital plan.
No project. No project, okay.
So I am actually all set for next Friday's deadline unless we were going to contemplate putting something in the year 29, but
Noreen?
So that's fine for water, I agree. And I know this board wouldn't add anything to wastewater, but how will you handle those issues in relation to FY 29? It seems like they'll be asking you what's up for FY 29, even though this board doesn't vote it,
so
or
I,
we voted it or not.
and I know this is not necessarily a popular position, I don't
Right.
think, in town, but I am not comfortable making recommendations for wastewater construction in fiscal year 29 up and until we get the CWMP revisions.
I agree totally. And it was unpopular, and I got a lot of flack from it last year, but until I at least know a phase or a location or something, I think it's foolhardy.
Yeah.
I would see capital plan for wastewater.
So I put, you get the packet?
Yep.
So on page, that's the 6th page, draft FY 25 through 29 capital plan.
Oh, I see it.
So I did add, and I was gonna, I guess we still got 14 minutes, so I can highlight on that. So what I did in the first couple pages are the old capital plans that we've been familiar looking at. What I did was take those plans and put them in the format that is being used for capital outlay committee, through town hall, through the whole budget process. So I replicated the projects from our previous plan with some amendments that I was intending to discuss today. So now I have that as water and wastewater on the same topic. I also did ask Joe if we could recategorize, because if you look at last year's capital plan in the packet, they have under wastewater department, East Harwich collection system, phase 4, design, Route 28 installation. I was asking him to place those under the CWMP or in the administration section, so
That's a great
that
idea.
we have a wastewater department capital now
Right.
that's separate and distinct from implementation, which he liked that idea. So
What's in that? How much money is in that?
for implementation, in last year's plan, we had a $2.5 million placeholder for fiscal year 25 to do a phase 4 collection system design.
Yep.
I don't know that that's appropriate to be asking for 25 yet, because we don't have the phase 4 area
2.5.
designed. Yeah,
2.5.
we don't have phase 4 area, you know, figured out where it's gonna be yet.
I think
so.
that's such a great idea, because it will end the confusion about what is this board's and what is CWMP.
Yeah.
It'll take a while to populate it, because all the big stuff, the new stuff, will be in the CWMP category, and a little new truck
Yeah.
here and there will be in ours. I think it's great.
All right?
Yep.
So,
So
I'm sorry, you don't, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna do a date for the next meeting.
Okay.
There's nothing else.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we looking at, Dan? What do you need?
So I'm good for next Friday's deadline. Our next normal, if we stayed on schedule, would be October 19th. I am,
Does that work for everybody, 19?
I have a question.
Yep.
Yep.
So, on the 19th, we'll have a healthy meeting. It seems like we should finalize all of the capital stuff, so you'll be able, and maybe we should finally vote and get rid of that 10 million and some other stuff, if we
Yeah.
could, to make the old water department capital plan align properly with what he's submitting for the towns.
and the first Friday in November, so just on the capital plan process this year, we are to submit FY29 only by next Friday.
Yeah.
And then we would be submitting amendments to FY25 through FY28 November 3rd.
November
So
3rd.
we have, a little bit of time to get,
Yeah.
When it was just reconfirmed that those out years mean nothing, like an Etch-a-Sketch, after, May 5th every year, it kind of amazes me that so much time is being spent on FY29, but I live in a state of constant amazement, so, I'll just add that to the mix. But what about like the budget and stuff? Can you make it to the 19th?
yeah. Yeah, I was actually going to ask that that be tabled because Sandy and I have not had a good opportunity to sit
Okay,
down
oh, good. All
in
right.
preparation for today's meeting.
And one last question, because I know it's late. What about the line on the wastewater budget for debt? I mean,
As far as
where it comes from, does it come from town hall? Are you gonna try to manufacture it?
actually had a brief discussion with Joe on my way out
Yeah,
door today and was discussing just that. So I'm going to be reaching out to Kathleen. We have some other items to discuss, so we can both wrap our heads around
Okay.
the debt, and then that number, yes, should be provided to us from town hall.
okay. Thank you.
Cool. So October 19th at 11:30 is good for everyone?
Yep. So,
All right. So motion to adjourn?
second?
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right.